What's up, guys? Welcome back to RT2. So today's video we're going to be looking at our next big piece for console projects. So for the Famicom GameCube project, or the FamCube, or whatever, FamiCube, whatever you want to call it, we've got ourselves this little adapter here from RetroUSB. This is a Wii Retroport for NES. So this allows an NES controller to be plugged into here, and then a GameCube end controller to come out here. Now I actually own an original model Wii that actually has use of GameCube ports. So I can use this with virtual console stuff, such as the couple of NES games mine actually had installed on it when I got it, which is why I didn't reset the factory settings. I just deleted all the Mii's off it. And then now I've got this to go with it. So this will be for use mainly with my GameCube down here, with my Gamers Tech Famicom controller here, which I purchased almost a year ago. For my NES down here. So yeah, this is probably your first time actually getting to see the gaming setup put back together. So I did a little bit of rearranging. You guys might remember my last house, the GameCube was actually where the NES is. I wanted the NES to have a bit more room because of some audio issues this thing has, so I like having it a little bit more room so I can get in there and mess with the audio cables as necessary. Put the Genesis in there since I hardly ever played anyway, so it's fine to put it in there, and I still have enough room to put a cartridge in if I need to. 64 is in its usual spot, the Switch is in its usual spot, and I put the GameCube where the Genesis was, since I played this probably the most out of all my older consoles. PS2 is in its same spot, and the Xbox is in its same spot. So anyway, let's pop this open, at least best we can, because it's this really annoying packaging that I haven't seen since like 2006, so this should be fun to deal with. So I'm actually going to go get some scissors to open this up, so I'll be right back. Alright, so now I got myself some scissors here. Just gonna pop this open real quick. Yeah, this packaging's garbage. I don't even try to rip this by hand anymore. I've been hurt by this stuff so many times when I was a kid that I prefer to rather not deal with trying to rip it open by hand like I did back in the day. So there we go. Oh gosh, yep, it's still just as annoying as I remember. Woo! That took some muscle. So now it's just got the instructions on the back, literally just the most easy thing. Plug it in, you're good. It does not come with any sort of paperwork or anything, which is kind of self-explanatory, really. So the adapter is not terribly long, like the RAFnet is. The RAFnet adapter is rather long, but I couldn't find a RAFnet Wii or GameCube to NES thing, so pretty simple. The NES controller I think is a long enough cable, which I'm going to go grab here. I think this should be plenty long, sure. It won't be as long as like the RAFnet 64 adapter that I own, but I mean the NES cable's already decently long as is, so this should be plenty of extra room here with this adapter. So technically all it does is you just plug it in like that, and then plug this into the GameCube, and you're good to go. So decently long cable, about as long as my bed, so that's pretty good. So now I'm going to go plug this up, and we're going to use, I believe I want to test this with Pokemon Leaf Green. So I'm going to get my Game Boy Player stuff out, get the GameCube set up, and we're going to test this out with Pokemon Leaf Green. So, got my GameCube up. For those who don't know, this is actually running a Hyperkin HD converter as well. So, I'm going to boot this up. We won't get the boot screen really, which is kind of unfortunate. Well, we get a little bit of it. So, this is the Hyperkin HD conversion cable as well. If you guys remember, I did a video on that a while back. So just that alone works, the start button and all that stuff. So, pretty good stuff already. Forgot you can't use start to skip this. So, not a lot of input lag that I'm noticing. I'm actually going to mute this real quick. Muting as well for audio purposes, you guys can hear me better. So right away, there's not a lot of lag, as you guys can see here. It's about the usual stuff you get with the GameCube controller, but it feels a lot more normal to me, which is part of the reason I got this. So I'm in the post game here, as you guys can see. Hopefully no one watching this is beaten, or has not ever beaten Fire Red and Leaf Green before. But feels about normal. The only thing, like I said in the update video I posted a few days ago, probably when you were seeing this video, is you don't have shoulder buttons like you would on the SNES controller. So You are going to be able to open up the help menu that these games feature, which is partially why I wanted to show off Fire and Leaf Green. But the delay is not bad. Oh, I forgot about that. I've got a shiny Wingull that I actually caught back when I first started playing the GBA games again. So I'm going to switch in. Actually, this is, oh yeah, this is way over leveled for this guy. So yeah, it feels very good. It feels very normal. It feels very similar to how a Game Boy Advance feels. Just again, why I wanted this setup. Oh, the whirlwinded rip. It feels very similar to a Game Boy feels. And obviously, the issue is how they bind to the select button. The select button's your Z button here. So for quick access to like a bike and stuff like that, you don't get that anymore. Which is okay because you didn't get that really anyway with the GameCube controller. I believe there was a button for it, but I can't remember off the top of my head which one it was. So yeah, your select button on the NES stuff for the retro USB, excuse me, is select. So that way you don't have to shut it off and change the cartridge out. Which I'd rather have that than not have the select button. I'd rather have the select button for like quick access to a bike and Pokemon and stuff like that. But like I said, really the only games this is going to be difficult to deal with is in like games like Mario Kart Super Circuit, which require the shoulder buttons. Since this doesn't have the shoulder buttons at all. But if you're playing games like Pokemon, where none of them, except for Fire and Leaf Green, use the shoulder buttons for anything, then you aren't going to have any issues there. So this one I can actually fight. I really like how this feels, I'm not going to lie. This feels a lot more comfortable to me than using a GameCube controller to play this game. It feels just like a Game Boy, just on the big screen, which is what I wanted to emulate. And of course, it gives me use for these controllers. This ain't my NES controller, since I hardly use them. It's a great chance for me to actually get some use out of these. So I'm going to do some other stuff here. I'm going to demonstrate a couple other features of this controller while we're here with this game. I haven't played Leaf Green in a minute. So we're going to fly to, where do I want to go? I guess we'll go to 4 Island. I don't remember if I've beaten the post game just yet. I think I have. Because I do have access to trading with Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald and all that, as you guys can see here, how I've gotten the Rayquaza and Kyogre and all that stuff over here. For all my Pokemon guys, you guys know exactly what I'm going on about here. But, yeah, I'm really happy with how this one, oh, this must be the other daycare that has the breeding area, so I might take advantage of that at some point. Maybe do some shiny breeding in this game, if that's possible. Obviously not on video, because I don't have a capture card to record this yet. I don't have anything that could serve. So, how you would use key items in Pokemon with the NES controller. So, simply put, you just do it like how you would if you weren't using Select to open up your key items. You simply just come in here, scroll down all the way, and then you got your bike here, which you can't obviously use. Obviously, I'm on water, so what I'm going to do instead is use the fishing rod, since we're on water, if I can find that. I always see the Rainbow Pass and get excited, but I forget that's actually to get to these islands. I always get excited thinking it's that event thing. I'm like, how did I get that? I am thinking about picking up one of those event cartridges though, so that'd be kind of sweet. So let's see what we got here. Oh, Meryl. Actually, I'm a big fan of Meryl in this line. I actually really like the Meryl family. But yeah, so that's kind of a look at the NES controller on the GameCube. This is again my Gamer's Tech controller, but for purposes, I can demonstrate the NES controller later point. I do have an official NES controller as well, so that will work with this as well. Mine is a little chewed up, and again, since I'm doing a Famicom theme with this GameCube, I wanted to use a Famicom style controller. So that's kind of that. But for now, guys, hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.